Hey Lakers fans, welcome back. Today we've got some really interesting updates about the team, and this one could shake things up a bit. First off, we're diving into some trade chatter that's been heating up lately, specifically revolving around to names that could completely change the Lakers roster dynamics. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with the team's front office, and a lot of it is tied to Rich Paul and his agency, Clutch. Right now, Clutch has been making headlines. Not all of them positive, thanks to some recent podcast discussions, but their influence in the league is still massive. What's crucial here is that Clutch is reportedly pushing for the Lakers to explore trades for either Adri Hunter or Miles Bridges. And this is where things get really interesting, because both players are represented by Clutch, which adds another layer to the situation. Let's start with the potential trade packages. The rumors suggest that the Lakers could send a combination of Rui Hachimura and Dalton Knecht, possibly with Maxi Kleber added into the mix, to acquire one of these two players. Essentially, the core idea is to trade Rui, Dalton, and maybe Maxi to bring in either Miles Bridges or Adri Hunter. On paper, this seems like a fairly straightforward swap, but when you start digging into the details, it gets a lot more nuanced. Adri Hunter, for example, is reportedly looking to leave Cleveland. He originally came from Atlanta, but after moving to Cleveland, things haven't gone as smoothly as planned. The Cavaliers haven't been eager to move him just yet, likely hoping to see if they can turn their season around or make some internal adjustments before considering an actual trade. That being said, the trade deadline is still some time away, and circumstances can change quickly in the NBA now. Turning to Miles Bridges, he's been a name I've been tracking for a while, and for good reason. He is exactly the type of player the Lakers need right now: young, versatile, and able to create his own shot. Bridges has the potential to drop 40 points on any given night. He can handle the ball, operate off the ball, shoot, defend. He's a complete package. His defensive metrics have fluctuated over the years, but context matters. Compared to other players like PJ Washington, Bridges has consistently shown the ability to be a much more impactful defender. Washington, in contrast, was often considered a fringe starter, a guy who was more suited to coming off the bench. Bridges has that same potential, but with far more upside, especially if he's placed in the right system, which the Lakers certainly provide. The beauty of bringing Bridges to Los Angeles is how the context of his environment could elevate his game. He's coming from a Charlotte team that has been rebuilding and experimenting with younger players. The offensive responsibilities there have often been heavy, and the system hasn't always played to his strengths. But moving to the Lakers changes that dramatically. Surrounded by elite playmakers like LeBron James and Austin Reeves, Bridges wouldn't have to carry as much of the offensive load himself. That allows him to conserve energy, focus more on efficiency, and engage more effectively on defense. Simply put, the Lakers system could unlock a higher ceiling for him than he's ever had before. It's that combination of talent, opportunity, and environment that makes Bridges such an intriguing option. For this team, Adri Hunter is a bit of a different story. He's had a rough offensive year in Cleveland, struggling with efficiency and consistency. That context is important because it doesn't necessarily mean he isn't a talented player. It just means he hasn't been able to thrive in his current situation. Moving to Los Angeles could rejuvenate his career, especially with a roster capable of facilitating his strengths. However, he may not offer the same high-impact upside that Bridges does. Hunter is likely to slot in as a starter, and while he could provide solid two-way production, he's not quite the explosive, game-changing presence that Bridges represents. From a Lakers perspective, the decision comes down to weighing potential versus current performance, and in this scenario, the scales tip heavily toward Bridges. Another factor to consider is roster flexibility and versatility. Bridges can comfortably play both the 3 and the 4 positions, which is invaluable for a team like the Lakers, depending on how the roster evolves. Whether it's through free agency or additional trades, having a player who can slide between positions allows the team to experiment with lineups and matchups without losing cohesion. If, for instance, the Lakers acquire Trey Murphy in the offseason and he fits best at the 4, Bridges can remain at the 3, or if they bring in someone like Herb Jones, Bridges can adjust to the 4. Depending on how the rest of the roster shapes up, that kind of positional flexibility is harder to achieve with Adri Hunter, who is more of a traditional 2-3 wing. Bridges simply gives the Lakers more options in every conceivable scenario, and that's a major strategic advantage. Cost is another critical element in this discussion. Both Bridges and Hunter would require sending out significant pieces in return. You're looking at combinations involving Rua Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and potentially Gabe Vincent, along with considerations for draft picks if the team is aiming for Bridges. Despite the cost, the long-term upside with Bridges arguably justifies the investment. He's the type of player who can take over games when needed, providing a scoring punch and defensive versatility that the Lakers currently lack. Hunter, while valuable, might not offer the same game-changing potential on a consistent basis. For a team with championship aspiration and a roster that's already in a competitive window, Bridges represents the higher ceiling, both individually and for the team's collective goals. It's also worth noting the Lakers' approach to evaluating young talent. The recent signing of Kobe Bufkin to a 10-day contract illustrates the team's willingness to experiment and assess fit before making long-term commitments. Bufkin's addition, even temporarily, could provide valuable insight into the kind of player who can thrive in Los Angeles' system. This approach ties directly into the Bridges versus Hunter discussion, because it shows the organization is thinking strategically about fit, development, and long-term impact. Rather than just chasing headline trades, each move is about positioning the team for success over the next few seasons, balancing immediate needs with potential growth. Ultimately, the choice between Adri Hunter and Miles Bridges boils down to upside, versatility, and fit within the Lakers system. Bridges offers a combination of athleticism, scoring, defensive ability, and positional flexibility that Hunter currently cannot match. He can play either wing position, take over games offensively when needed, and integrate seamlessly with the team's existing stars. Hunter may be easier to acquire in terms of cost, but the long-term benefits with Bridges are simply too significant to ignore. For a team like the Lakers, who are balancing a window to compete at the highest level with the need to plan for the future, that kind of flexibility and high ceiling is exactly what the roster needs. Considering the broader picture, Bridges also provides the Lakers with insurance against potential roster changes down the line. Whether it's LeBron's role adjustments, Austin Reeves' development, or additional off-season acquisitions, Bridges can adapt to whatever the team requires. He's the type of player who can thrive under multiple scenarios, whether as a starter, secondary wing, or key rotation piece. That versatility, combined with his scoring ability and defensive potential, makes him a strategic asset in ways that go beyond immediate production. When looking at potential trades, those intangibles, versatility, adaptability, and ceiling, often outweigh raw numbers or short-term stats, and Bridges embodies all of that. In summary, while both players are intriguing, Miles Bridges stands out as the clear choice for the Lakers. His ability to contribute at a high level on both ends of the floor, combined with positional flexibility and the potential to thrive in Los Angeles' system, makes him the ideal acquisition. Hunter is not without value, and he could certainly improve the team, but the ceiling, impact, and versatility that Bridges brings are unparalleled. For a Lakers squad looking to maximize their championship window while maintaining roster flexibility, Bridges represents a calculated move that could pay dividends for years to come. Looking deeper into the potential impact of Miles Bridges on the Lakers, one of the most intriguing aspects is how he fits into the team's offensive and defensive schemes. Bridges has shown the ability to score in a variety of ways, from driving to the basket with explosiveness to hitting mid-range jumpers and three-pointers when given space. In the Lakers' current setup, where spacing and playmaking are key, Bridges would be able to thrive in ways he hasn't before. Surrounded by elite passers like LeBron James, who can find him in the right spot consistently, Bridges would have the opportunity to focus more on finishing plays rather than creating them from scratch. That shift in responsibility could not only make him more efficient defensively, but also allow him to conserve energy for the defensive end, which is just as important in a championship-caliber team. Defense has been an area where Bridges can really excel in Los Angeles, while his numbers in Charlotte fluctuated. Part of that was due to the context of the team. Charlotte has been a rebuilding team for years, often relying on young players and trying different lineups. That lack of cohesion can make defensive metrics look worse than the actual talent of a player. Bridges, with the Lakers, would be part of a much more structured system, with clear defensive assignments and accountability from all players. This structure can elevate his defensive game, making him a reliable two-way player. In a team that has legitimate championship aspiration, having a wing who can switch effectively, guard multiple positions, and maintain effort and focus on defense is invaluable. Bridges has the potential to be that player. Another key advantage of bringing Bridges to Los Angeles is his versatility. When it comes to position, he can comfortably play both the 3 and the 4 positions, which gives the Lakers multiple options depending on roster changes or in-game adjustments. For example, if the Lakers acquire Trey Murphy in the offseason, Bridges can remain at the 3, and Murphy can slide into the 4, taking advantage of mismatches. Or if the team signs someone like Herb Jones, Bridges could shift to the 4, maintaining balance in the lineup. Even considering LeBron's possible extended role at the 4, Bridges could adjust to the 3, giving the team incredible flexibility. That kind of adaptability isn't something every player offers, and it's especially valuable for a team that wants to compete at a high level while managing minutes and maintaining a competitive rotation. The timing of any potential trade is also important. Bridges isn't a player who can come in and immediately be expected to shoulder every responsibility. However, the Lakers' environment is conducive to easing that transition. He would be coming into a team with established stars, structured offensive schemes, and defined defensive roles. The expectations are high, but the support system is strong, which could allow him to maximize his performance. This contrasts with situations in Charlotte or Cleveland, where young players often have to balance development with carrying a heavier load offensively and defensively. The Lakers provide the ideal context for Bridges to both succeed immediately and grow as a player in a meaningful way. Cost remains a consideration, but even here, Bridges makes sense. The potential package of Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and Gabe Vincent, possibly including draft considerations, is significant, but the upside Bridges offers justifies it. He's the type of player who can have breakout performances, carry the team on nights when other stars are off, and provide that scoring punch and defensive stability that the Lakers have lacked in certain rotations. Adri Hunter might come cheaper, but when weighing long-term potential, versatility, and immediate impact, Bridges is the more compelling option. For a franchise in a competitive window, it's the type of move that balances short-term competitiveness with long-term planning. There's also the psychological element of acquiring a player like Bridges. He's known for his confidence and competitive drive, which can have a ripple effect across the roster. When you bring in a player who has the ability to take over games, it changes the dynamics of the team. Opponents have to account for him, which can open up opportunities for other players. Bridges isn't just a contributor, he can alter how the game is played. And that kind of impact is something the Lakers need, as they aim to contend against elite teams in the West and beyond. His presence can elevate not just the starting lineup, but the entire rotation, creating more spacing, driving lanes, and scoring options for everyone involved. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. LeBron James, one of the most influential figures in the NBA, has reportedly sent shockwaves through the basketball world with a statement that could reshape the landscape of the league. Sources close to the superstar suggest that James has delivered a surprising ultimatum to the Los Angeles Lakers organization should a certain high-profile player join the team. LeBron may seriously consider walking away, while details remain scarce. The implications of such a declaration have sent fans, analysts, and fellow players into a frenzy of speculation. The rumor, which has yet to be confirmed by any official channel, has sparked endless debate across sports media. Who could be the player that would trigger such a dramatic response? Insiders hint that it might be a controversial figure, someone whose presence could disrupt team chemistry or challenge LeBron's leadership. Others suggest it could be a rival star with whom LeBron has a complicated history, adding a layer of personal tension to the already complex dynamics of professional basketball. For decades, LeBron has been the face of the Lakers franchise, leading them through championships, heartbreaks, and countless playoff runs. His influence on roster decisions is well documented, and this latest ultimatum appears to be a bold assertion of that authority. Fans have taken to social media in droves, debating whether such a move would be leverage, a genuine threat, or simply part of a larger strategic play behind the scenes. Some argue that LeBron's competitive nature would never allow him to coexist with a player who might undermine his role, while others speculate that this could be a calculated tactic to shape the Lakers' next chapter. While the Lakers organization has remained tight-lipped, insiders suggest that front office discussions are now in overdrive. Every potential signing trade, or roster adjustment is reportedly being weighed against the possibility of alienating the four-time NBA champion. Coaches, executives, and teammates may find themselves navigating a delicate balance, trying to honor LeBron's influence while maintaining the long-term vision for the franchise. Whether this ultimatum will materialize into action remains unknown. However, one thing is clear: LeBron James still holds an unparalleled power over the Lakers, and even a whisper of dissent can send tremors across the league. Fans will be watching closely, knowing that a single decision could reshape the team's future and potentially alter the course of NBA history. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.